can we even talk about just that aspect of things? Because I think, you know, one, I think it's really helpful to your point, to name something, right?
Yeah.
And having the person that's suffering being okay to have a conversation with you. I think for me, it's been very tough to, if I want to just talk about how I feel, people are like, oh, don't say that.
Yeah.
Like, don't dare go. Why would you think that? Do you know what it would do to us?
And that's so shaming also, you know?
So shaming.
Yeah.
And that just means that now I'm more isolated. There are
You're
less
not safe
people
for
I
me
can
now.
talk. Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I do know that there is a certain, you know, cadence that you have a conversation with to allow somebody to express exactly how they're feeling.
Yep.
And then there's that gray area of like, when is it time to bring in a mental health professional, or when is it time to call the cops?
Yeah. So before we even talk about that, like, I want to recognize that, you know, I'm a Black woman living in America, and so calling law enforcement is very dangerous that danger is very real for a lot of people. And so I want to just recognize that, because that's just so real and every day in our existence, right? How you, as just like someone who is helping someone, could be there for them besides naming it and addressing it. And even if that person doesn't agree or say, like, I've been feeling this way, just saying, like, it's okay if you have been, just to let that person know that you're safe. So if someone, you know, maybe said that to you, then you wouldn't have felt shame, or you wouldn't have felt, you know, even more isolated. And then I would just say, continue to check in and just let people know, like, I'm just checking in because I'm concerned about you, I'm worried about you. And then I think and this is like you said, there's that gray area and everyone's different. If it gets worse in that, I would ask a person, like, okay, so if you think about this, like, how often are you thinking about it? If it becomes more progressive and it's like more intruding into their daily lives, how we as clinicians usually do things are we like ask if there's a plan. So, you know, people can have mild or like low level suicidal ideation every day, and it's constant. But when it starts being, okay, I can't stop thinking about this, or I can't even, like, I used to be able to like watch a TV show and wouldn't have those thoughts, or like go have a nice meal, or like whatever, or go work out. But when those things aren't working, so like when you're just coping skills that you've come up with for yourself aren't working anymore, and then when it becomes more progressive, and then when you start thinking about a plan, I would say immediately getting a mental health professional involved, calling a hotline. And then unfortunately, if someone is like has a plan and determined to put that plan into action, then you would have to get someone else involved, and hopefully that's like a non-emergency police, or like even calling, like, there's mobile crisis units that come.
I never knew that.
Yeah, so New York, and I'm pretty sure every state has them, but don't quote me on that. But there's mobile crisis that comes and does assessments and can take people to the hospital without getting law enforcement involved.